Hi, welcome to episode 134 of the PassioKnit Spinner podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Raverly and Instagram. There is a Raverly group for the podcast. Please come over, join. Thank you so much for being here. I have a lot of stuff to show and talk about today, so let's get going. What I'm wearing today is also the first thing for knitting in the past, and it is very warm. It is the super simple summer sweater by Jovi Locatelli. It looks like this. That's the whole thing. I love how it turned out. It has a split hem, as you can see. And yeah, it turned out super nice. The pattern just was released a few weeks ago. It looks like this. She uses a cotton blend. That's why it's called summer sweater. Mine is not a cotton blend. Mine is Stoppelwolle Zauberball, held double. For the green blue bits, I held my project back here. I held these two together. This is Grashalm and U-Boot. So, oops. These two were held together for one of the stripes, and then I had two of those held together, and that colorway name is Schokotatze. So I had 4 of each color, and I have a lot left. I mean, lots and lots left. This sweater is very lightweight. So, yeah, no idea what I'm going to do with these, but I will find something, some kind of shawl, probably. I don't know. I knit size large, I think. Pretty sure. So Jovi's gauge and my gauge, just very different. I knit size large, which should have given me a bust circumference of 48 3/4 inches. And I also went up a needle size. And this, not 48.5 inches. You know, I'm a 38-inch bust. If this is like a 42, it's a lot. So yeah, Jovi's gauge, my gauge don't correspond very well. So I still love it. And also you can see it in her sleeves. Her sleeves are quite loose. Mine are skin tight. So that's one thing I always find with Jovi's patterns, that the sleeves are very, very skinny. But it works, you know, they are not too tight. They are okay. But, you know, this is a warm sweater. Whew. Okay. It's really not a summer sweater in my version because, you know, it's soccer and held double, so it's very warm. Okay, that's the first thing I have done. I knit this on a US 4 and a US 7 needle. That's a 3.5 and 4.5 millimeter. And I went up for both of these needle sizes. Next thing I have done is the design socks that I did, or the, you know, socks that I came up with a pattern for. And they are finished. This is what they look like. Here they are. Now, come on. I made up this pattern. I called it Business Up Front, Party in the Back, because I just thought it would fit, you know, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the back of the sock, not a whole lot in the front. Also, the colorway of the yarn is called Unexpected Party because it was a Hobbit Club yarn. And also, at the time when I had done this, I watched or rewatched Supernatural. And when they come to the Roadhouse bar, there's this guy whose name I cannot remember, who has a mullet. And he describes it as business up front and all party in the back. So I just had to use that name for something because it was funny. They are finished, like I said. I have this much yarn left. And I have decided to not offer these up on Ravelry because I'm just not a designer. And I don't feel like my ideas are, you know, up for that. So this is the pattern on the back of the sock. I do have a chart for it, and I will take a picture of that chart and put it up on my project page for these socks. So if you want to knit them, you can, but I will not do any supporting, helping, whatever. So yeah, these are finally done. I've knit the first sock in 2013, I think. And then I didn't knit on them because I just didn't feel like it. And, you know, my mother was here and she put them on top of each other and she was like, are you sure that this is the same size? And I'm like, yep. I knit the exact same amount of rows on every bit of the sock. And, you know, one of them is a smidge longer, but I think when I wash and wear them, that's just going to go away. So my gauge apparently changed a little bit in the last 6 years. So these are finished. I'm very happy that they're done. I hope they will hold up because, you know, smart me used 100% superwash wool to make these instead of a nylon blend, but okay. So yeah, they are finished and I've left lots of leftover yarn. And then, because I really was in a sock mood then, I decided to cast on a pair of cotton shorties for myself. So I dug out this yarn from my stash. This is Regia Cotton Galaxy Color. And here's the label. And I've been asked about this cotton sock yarn and if it holds up. And yes, it does, because it is 41% wool and then 34% cotton and 25% polyamide. So, you know, it's not just a cotton, it's a sock yarn with cotton in it. So here we go. That's the yarn that I used. And for my shorties, I don't use any special pattern. I just knit 12 rounds of ribbing, 1 round stockinette stitch, and then I start the heel. And this is what I come up with. And they are the perfect shorty socks, you know. For my husband, I do a bit more of ribbing because he wants them to go up a bit higher so they cannot, you know, just slip under his foot. Because if that would happen, he would never wear them. So yeah, here they are. They are done. They are for me. And yeah, I mean, what can I tell you about these? These are cotton socks. Just normal stockinette stitch vanillas. I knit those with 64 stitches on US 2s like I always do, top down. And yeah, that is it for what I've finished. For knitting in the present, my fridge is very loud right now. For knitting in the present, I do have a lot of things where I just knit 1 or 2 rows on because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. And I did not bring them. I just brought one project that I actually did a lot of work on, and that is my Penguono by Stephen West. And I had started this a few months ago, and I knit only that much of the back and then just put it away. So after finishing the Penguino for Tim, I really want my own. So I dug it out. Now, here it is. This is it. That's what I'm working on right now. And I decided to do mine in gray. So it's completely gray with all my hand-dyed leftover bits and pieces from my stash. And for the gray, I'm using 2 different yarns from Drops. I'm using Drops Brushed Alpaca Silk in this gray. And I'm using Drops Nord in this gray. And that's also an alpaca blend in a fingering weight yarn. So I know that Drops are doing some not so nice things when it comes to designing, because they do take a lot of ideas from indie designers. And that's not cool at all. But they do make really nice yarn and very affordable yarn. So it's a bit, what do I do, you know? But I decided to go with these yarns and I really like them. I do like them. So here we go. I was here in this section when I picked it back up, and I finished the section 4, which is this stockinette seat stitch back. I did the welts on both sides, and that is the only bit I have decided for myself that I want to use just normal yarn without holding it with the gray. So I have 3 glitter yarn leftovers in my big bag, and I decided to use those for the welts. These are 3 different yarns, and the rest is going to be held with the gray. So, except for probably the I-cord that goes all the way around in the end. I think this is going to be really nice. It's going to be super warm and snuggly and cozy and just wonderful. So the pattern is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. It's also in his sweater book that he has out, and it's super fun to knit because, you know, whenever something starts to get a bit boring, because this seam stitch, you know, not the most fun thing to knit, but then you're done and you do something completely different. So this is a lot of fun. Like I said, I use a lot of leftovers, small bits and pieces, just so they're out of my stash and I have them in something beautiful in the end, because I don't want to throw away stuff. So yeah, that's the only thing I brought. I'm knitting that on a US 8. That is a 5mm needle. And I just hope I have it done very quickly, because it's, first of all, very much fun to knit. And also I really want to use it in fall, which is coming. Yeah, I'm looking at my cat right now because I decided to put them out on the balcony and close the door so they cannot interrupt me, and he's just looking through the window at me. He's like, hello, I want in. I was like, it's gonna stay out for a bit. I have a ton of things for knitting in the future. I'm really in a very knitting mood right now. I want to knit all the time, and I want to start a lot of stuff. And so far I've, you know, restricted myself and said, no, you do not start a lot of stuff. You're going to finish things. Just pick something out of your huge pile of WIPs and work on that. But that's going to change, because I will start Christmas knitting. You heard that. It's August and I said the word Christmas, and I mean it, because I've decided to knit sweaters for my husband and my son, and I want to knit the sweater for my husband when he's gone for work. And fortunately this year he hasn't been away all that much. You know, he has been away, but not as much as he used to, so I have to get going on that. And I decided to work on a sweater. This is a bag that I have made for myself, and so far it only held sweaters for my husband, because I used this the first time last year when I knit the dude. And this year, I am going to make this sweater. It's the Montrealer by, what's your actual name, Mr. Vincent Desland, Designs by Dels. Let's go with that. And I'm going to knit this sweater for my husband. The original is knit out of a DK weight. I'm going to use an Aran weight because my husband is very tall and he has very broad shoulders. And that just, yeah. Also, I have this yarn, so that makes it perfect. I am going to use this yarn here. I have 10 skeins. I'm going to take one out or two. It is Rowan Fine Art Aran weight in this beautiful gray, and this is a hand dyed yarn. And I used this yarn to knit my So-Day cardigan, which is heavily cabled, and I had 10 skeins for that as well, and I had 2.5 left over. So I have 10 skeins of this, and I'm pretty sure it will be okay. So here we go. This is my main color that I'm going to use. And for the contrast color, you can on the pattern he uses 2 contrast colors. One for all the stripes and the other for just one stripe as an accent. And I decided to do it a bit different because I have these 4 skeins of Aran weight hand dyed yarn that I can use for the stripes. If I wanted to use only one, I would have to buy yarn, and I do not want to do that. So I decided to use these 2 hedgehog fiber yarns that I got from in my clubs over the years. I have this skein of another Crafty Girl that I'm going to use, and yes, I know it's very pale blue and pink, but my husband does not care. And I also have a leftover of this. It's also another Crafty Girl. And I've knit a hat out of the rest of this. So I'm going to use these 4 colors to do these stripes in this sweater. And I think this is going to be very cool. I cannot wait. So I'm going to start this today because I have a free weekend, which means my husband and son are at my mother-in-law's house. So I can get started on this. And yeah, just, you know, get it going because this is going to take a while. I'm going to have to knit size X, 2X, because, like I said, my husband is very tall. He has very broad shoulders. He used to be a swimmer. And the finished chest size for the 2X is 120. My husband has, I think, 127. But I'm using an Aran weight yarn and bigger needles because I'm going to knit this on a 5mm needle. And the pattern calls for a 4.5. So I think that should work out. I'm afraid that if I knit the largest size, which would give me 130 centimeters in a DK weight, it would be too big. On the other hand, I think it would be better if it was bigger than too tight. Because if it's too tight, he's not going to wear it. But if it's a bit big and oversized, he wouldn't care. So I think I'm going to go for the largest size. And I do have enough yarn for that as well, because the largest size calls in the main color for 1,490 meters, and I have 1,700. So I'm good. I can knit the largest size. So I will just do that. I'll just go for the biggest. That's the safest thing to do. And yes, I could do a swatch and do all the math, but you know, no, I don't want to. So I'm just going to go for the largest size because that will definitely fit. So that is in here. And to go with that, I'm going to knit a sweater for my son as well. And conveniently enough, Vincent released the mini Montrealer, which is the exact same sweater for kids. So I have decided to make these matching sweaters that will not match at all. They will just be the same sweater, you know, but in totally different colors. And for my son's version, I'm going to use this yarn. It's online, Linie 110 Timona Color. And it is this yarn here, looks like this. And is this variegated blue, blackish, turquoise yarn. And for the stripes, I'm going to go for only one color this time. And I'm going to use this white cotton. And I know it's cotton, but it's only for the stripes. And I have 10 of these and enough of that. So this is going to be the version for my child. And I think that these will be super, super cute on both of them. So that's my plan. That's my Christmas knitting. I think that's going to be all that I'm going to do for Christmas knitting, because my Christmas knitting list got shorter and shorter over the years because I made things for people who just, you know, weren't kind of weren't worthy of making something for them. I mean, there's one or two I might do some knitting or spinning or sewing for, but I don't know yet. So, but these two things I know for sure. I will make these for my husband and for my son. And also, on September 1st, Hohe Locatelli is starting her fall knit along again. She does it every year. It goes from September 1st through November 30th. And I have decided to enter with 2 patterns. You have to sign up, you get a number assigned, and you can win prizes and stuff. So if you want to join, you do have to fill out the sign up form before September 1st. And my 2 things are super fun. I cannot wait to start. So the first thing I'm going to knit is the Evolve shawl, and it is from Interpretations book number 6, and it is this one here. It's a 3-color faded, weirdly shaped triangular shawl. Well, it's not a triangle. It's a not a square, because it's not a square, it has 4 points. And, you know, it's a weird shape, but I really do like it. And I have decided to do this a bit out of the box, maybe. I'm going to use these 3 sock blanks for it. They are all from Ceramic Dye Works, and I think that these will fade into each other very nicely. So, yeah. I have koi, flamingo legs, and what are you? Oh, that one was a club colorway, so it doesn't have a name. So these 3 will make the Evolve shawl. And then, let me put that back in here. Every project that I have planned and not started yet lives in one of these Ziploc bags in my house, because that's the easiest way for me to see what is in there, you know. And so yeah, that's what I do. And the other Hohi Fall Cow project for me is going to be another version of this sweater. Actually, I'm going to reknit the super simple summer sweater. I'm going to show it to you again. It's this thing here, but it's going to be not summer at all. It's going to be even wintry, more wintry than this one. So I'm going to knit this out of alpaca yarn. And this also blends into new stuff. So my husband was away for work and he brought me stuff. So let's go with the super simple summer sweater first. He brought me these 3 skeins of worsted weight alpaca. And it is Illimani Royal 1 or Royal 1. And I got these and I was like, oh my God, I need to use these together. And then I remembered that he also bought me this blue alpaca yarn. It's also 100% alpaca. And he got that one in Sydney years and years and years ago. So I had 4 of these, but 4 is not quite enough, because if I wanted to use these for this sweater, I counted my stripes and I have 7 in this version. The other version, I'm going to go even larger to make it more oversized and make it shorter, because I want to do 6 stripes and I'm going to use 6 different colors. So these 3 are new, and he bought them in a yarn shop. Where is it? He got those yarns at Newberry Yarns in Boston. This is their business card. They are in Boston. So like I said, have these 4 that my husband bought, 100 grams each, roughly 210 meters per skein, or per 100 grams. And then I knew that it wouldn't be enough. So I went on Ravelry and did a yarn search first. And I came up with Misty Alpaca, I think was my choice then. And then I looked through G-stashes and I found stuff and I thought, you know, I could also just look in Germany for an alpaca yarn that will cost me probably less than getting stuff from America from someone's G-stash. And that's what I did. So I ended up with 4 skeins in 2 different colors. I went for a dark gray and this dusty purpley pink. And this yarn is Alpaca Peru 100. And it is 100% alpaca, 100 meters for 50 grams. So it's, you know, the exact same yardage as the other ones. So I'm going to have these 3 colors mixed with this and this blue and another gray. And I have decided on the colors how they will go. So I'm going to start with this light gray. Then there will be pink, then the white, or, you know, the cream color, then the blue, and then this, and then that at the end. So this will be my sweater. Uh-oh. Okay, yeah. I tried. I cannot show it to you better, I'm sorry. But this is going to be my other project for the Hohi Fall Cow. and I look forward to making it. I know that it's going to be a very shapeless sweater in the end because, you know, alpaca doesn't really hold up. It's very drapey, but I think it's going to be a nice sweater. I'm looking very much forward to it. Oh, now I'm going to get my mouse away from the stop button because I'm too clumsy today. So the other things, I'm into new stuff now. The other things my husband got for me are these two skeins of a hand-dyed yarn from Earth Yarns. I've never heard of these. So this is the label. It's merino sock. He got two skeins of the same colorway, and I probably will knit a sweater for Tim out of this. And it says knit one and plant one. In partnership with Trees for the Future, each skein of Earth Yarns plants a tree in Africa. Planting trees not only prevents soil degradation, but provides food, marketable products, and fuel wood for families, increasing their income by 400%. So that's kind of a cool thing. So yeah, he got these two skeins, which means that there were 2 new trees planted in Africa, and that's just great. So yeah, here they are. So that's the things that my husband got me, but I also got things from friends. So I had knit club in my house, and a friend from Switzerland decided to come over and join, and she brought me this project bag. She made it herself, and I love it. You know, it's perfect for me. It's skulls. It's perfect. And this is faux leather down here, and it is lined with a very nice cream color, so you can actually see what's inside. I love this very much, and I'm going to use it now. I waited so I can show you, but now it's, you know, it's going to go into use mode. And then here's the other stuff. I got this skein from the Stitchionista. She finished the sweater, and that was left over, so almost a full skein. And I probably will knit some socks for myself because I really do love this colorway. So that's that. Oh, it's Zauberball. It's Crazy Zauberball Stärke 6. So it's the DK weight. We all know that Zauberball is very thin. So, and then my friend Barbara from Almrauschwolle was here, and she had yarn and fiber with her. And of course I got 2 skeins of yarn, but I can only show you one. So I got this one here. I have an absolute plan for this. I know exactly what I will do with it. I'm going to knit a cowl by Isabel Kremer that was published in a book from Martin's Lab. And I'm going to pair it with a kind of shocking pink from Hedgehog Fibers. So, and the other skein, I traded with the Stitchionista again for this skein here. That's from my other friend Sandra from Kunterbunte Wolle. And the reason for that is that the Stitchionista, she wants to knit a sweater out of a 4-color fade, but she had 2 skeins of this one. And I just said, you know what, you can look through my stuff. Maybe we will find something that will, you know, we can switch out. And we did. It was the other skein that I just had recently got. So, and I have this, which is fine. So yeah, I have new yarn. I didn't want to get new yarn, but you know, stuff happens. Now, spinning. I have lots and lots and lots of spinning. Let me show you the old spin first. Last time I showed you a started combo spin, and I finished it. I finished spinning all the bobbins. I still have to ply them, but they are spun. And I spun all of that within 4 or 5 days, which is not all that great, you know, because this is very thick. This is going to end up as an Aran weight. So, you know, it's not so amazing. I'm going to show them 2 at a time, I think, because it's 6. I have 6 bobbins, and I have used 6 braids of fiber. So these are the first 2. And these are the 2 that are, you know, filled less. least filled, I don't know. And the remaining 2 are here. So I mean, I have very big hands, but I'm not sure if I can show 6 bobbins at once. I don't think I can. So here they are. You know, I can, but I cannot show you because I need my hands to hold them up. And here they are. This is a very weird thing to do, but yeah, I spun 6 bobbins for this sweater quantity, and I didn't really want to start plying, so I decided to go back to another started sweater quantity, or not. No, I didn't have that started. That's a lie. I did put the combo spin together when I put this one together. So I did both of these at the same time, you know, the combining fiber, and had started the greenish purple one, and I had 1 bobbin almost finished. And the other stuff just sat in a bag and waited. Not anymore. I have 1 more bobbin to spin because I had 4 braids of fiber and a leftover or a mini bundle pack from Hedgehog Fibers that has a lot of a lot of Wensleydale in it. And I hate spinning Wensleydale. And the other stuff that was in there was a blend with a lot of linen. So I'm kind of happy that I'm using them for this combo spin because that means that they're out of my house. I have these 3 bobbins done, and this is spun significantly thinner than the other yarn. And you can see where the Wensleydale is. It's up here where it's super weird, and also up here where it is super weird, because I just hate that stuff so much. But I'm getting it done. Like I said, it is quite thin. I'm hoping for finished sport weight, maybe DK. No, I think it's going to be a sport weight. So I have 1 more bobbin to go, and I want to spin that up today so that I'm done with everything. I need to find 1 more bobbin. So I'm pretty sure I only have 9 bobbins for my sidekick, and they are all full now. But I also am pretty sure that I have 2 Acreworks bobbins for the sidekick. So I'm going to use one of those to finish this spin because I really want to finish it before I start plying. So yeah, I have 2 sweater combo spins almost finished spinning. And I also spun a little bit on my rose, but what I have on there is a going to be finished lace weight 2-ply out of an MCN, and that's taking forever to spin. And I spun for like an hour and you can't really tell, so I didn't bring it. But yeah, I'm spinning and it's so much fun again. I was actually considering selling my wheels because I didn't use them. And my husband looked at me, he's like, "Are you stupid? No, you are not going to sell your wheels, you're going to keep them." Okay, so I guess he was right. Now for reading, listening, watching. I have not read a single page because I just didn't feel like it. I have not listened to an audiobook. I tried, I listened for 5 minutes and then I decided to stop because I just didn't want to. I didn't feel like it. I have watched lots of stuff. I watched a lot of the MCU movies and I didn't bring them because I've talked about all of these and I watch them all the time and over and that, yeah, I don't know what else I can say about them. But I also started something new. My husband and I, we started watching Preacher on Amazon. And I'm happy that we waited for such a long time because their seasons 1, 2, and 3 are out and season 4 is released right now, I think. I could be wrong, but season 4 is also, I think, going to be the last season. So until we have caught up with where they are at with the airing right now, we can watch the whole thing in one go because that is a show that you just need to binge. I could not watch this 1 episode a week. That just So I do love Preacher. I also really like Dominic Cooper. I think he's great. So it's a very fun show. It's based on graphic novels. And it's very violent, which I don't mind. we've watched 5 episodes, I think, and it is still a little bit confusing, but it is fun, very fun. But you should be, you know, 18 or so to watch it. Yeah, I don't even know how to explain what it is about. It's fun. For sewing, I do have sewing. I made a skirt yesterday and the day before, and it is this skirt. So here's the fabric. My husband bought this fabric for me when he was in India for work. And to be honest, when he brought it home, I looked at it and I was like, okay, thanks. I didn't love it. And I just really had no idea what to do with it, because I knew I couldn't do a Hollyburn skirt because of the way the pattern is, you know, the squares. It would just look weird. So yeah, I just had no idea what to do with this. And then I wanted to make a skirt out of a faux leather that I have. And I looked through my sewing magazines, and in this sewing magazine, which is Nätrens, #1, 2016, I found this skirt that I really liked, and I traced the pattern. And you know, it's this skirt here. That's the skirt I made. This is the line drawing. So I really liked it. And then I realized that I only had half of the amount of fabric that I needed with the faux leather. And then I thought to myself, you know, you have this fabric from your husband. And if this doesn't work out, it's not too bad, because you don't really like it all that much. So I got the fabric out. I traced my, I put the pattern piece on. Could not cut it on the fold, so I had to have a seam in the front and in the back, because it's originally planned that we have one piece for the front, one piece for the back, put in the pleats, put in a zip in the side. And side zippers, I don't like those. I don't understand why they exist. I just do not like them. So after I realized that I would have to have a seam in the front and in the back, I decided to put the zip in the back, use the side seams for what they are actually made for, and that is pockets. So I added pockets to this skirt on both sides, and I absolutely love it. This fabric has grown on me so much since I finished the skirt, because I think it looks stunning. It's really pretty. It's very weird material. I'm pretty sure that that is some plastic stuff, but I love the skirt. It looks great. Also, I'm very proud of this zipper, because I'm not sure if you can see, it is really invisible. I managed to sew it in so that you can't tell that there is a zipper in there, which makes me very happy. So I'm super happy with this skirt. I love it. So yeah, my husband does buy the best fabric. And that is it, what I have for sewing. I have cut the faux leather skirt that I actually wanted to make, and to use a totally different pattern that's going to be more, not a completely pencil skirt, but just slightly A-line-ish, because that was all I could get out of it, because I only had 70 centimeters, and that's not a lot. And I should have realized that, but I thought it was super wide. That's why I thought I could make this skirt. So, you know, sometimes my brain doesn't work. It's fine. So that brings me to everything else. I have decided that I will take the rest of August off from doing VKNs, because I just need some me time right now. I need to focus on myself, and yeah, we will start back up in September. I'm sorry if that's, you know, bad for you, but I need this right now. So that's what's going on. Then I have 2 things on my other talk list. The first one is, I am almost at the end of my 2nd book for show notes, because yes, I do write show notes. They look like this every week. And I have 1 page left. So I can do 1 more episode until this book is going to be full. And it's going to be the 2nd book. So right now, that kind of leaves me with the thought of, do I get a 3rd book? Or is it time to maybe come to an end? But I really enjoy doing my podcast. So I think I will just go out and get a third book. Because like I said, I really enjoy this. And as soon as I stop enjoying it, I will stop doing it. So yeah, I don't know. I will think about it, but I'm pretty sure I will be back. So the other thing, and that is something that actually bothers me quite a bit. Remember when I did the combo spin video? I would say like 4 years ago now, because Tim was already born, I know that, but he was still tiny and I was still breastfeeding. So I'm gonna say it was maybe 4 years ago. I put up this video called combo spinning. How to mix fiber to get a cohesive look, which is, what I showed you on my bobbins. And I just found the second person who does do classes, based on my video. The first one I found was someone that I considered a friend, and that hurt. It did hurt, because if you're going to do a class based on my idea and make money off of it, at least you could tell me, I don't have to find out myself. So that really pissed me off. And now, just by chance, I stumbled across a thread on Raverly where someone talked about how they did their combo spinning class at their local yarn shop, and how they told the people to bring in their stash so they could, look through together and find the perfect combination. And that makes me angry, because I put my idea out for free for everyone to watch. And I have not made a single penny off of it. And I didn't want to. But, seeing other people take my idea and do classes with my idea and make money with my idea just really makes me angry. It's just, I do not understand how you take someone else's idea and make money with it. That's just, I would probably die of bad conscience if I did that. I just don't get it. And I'm pretty sure that there's lots more out there. That's just the two I know of. And none of them told me. It was like, hey, is it okay if I do that? And I would say, yeah, of course. Just, tell people where you found the idea. But just doing it, it just leaves a very bad taste in my mouth, and it makes me a bit sad and a lot angry. And I know that there is nothing I can do. I do not have anything on this. It just, I don't understand. I just don't understand that, how you can take someone else's idea. And yeah, I don't get it. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. It's just, it really makes me sad. It makes me sad, because I never intended to make money off of that idea. I put it out for everyone to use. And now this is going on. And I know that I'm being stupid about it, and that's normal, but it doesn't feel good. It just doesn't. And when I started doing my podcast, I never wanted to make money off of this. That's why I never put up a donate button on my blog when I still wrote the blog, which I stopped. And that's also why I do not have a Patreon page, which I will never set up one, because why would you pay me to sit down in my dining room and talk about my knitting? That's also something I don't really understand. Also, I think that what I have to say isn't worth your money. I have no cost doing this. I hear a lot of people that, oh, thank you so much for being a Patreon. It helps hosting this podcast with all the cost I have. I don't have any cost with this. I don't know what I'm doing different than others. that this doesn't cost me a thing. But you know, everyone can do what they want. You know, I'm not telling you what to do with your podcast. You won't tell me what to do with mine. But yeah, that just, it makes me feel not good. I don't know. I just don't know what else to say. I can say it another time. I don't understand how you can take someone else's idea and make money with that. Maybe that is how the world works and I'm just too oblivious and naive to see it. That probably is the case. Because I'm too doe-eyed, I think. I just want to see good. And that's just, things like that just baffle me. I don't understand why this is going on. You know, I don't mind if you want to do a class, but you could at least tell me, you know, as the origin place for this whole thing. But yeah, I guess that's too much to ask. So let me know if I am being stupid about this and this is how things work, or if, you know, I don't know. I just don't know. So I am going to stop now because I have a lot of things to do today. I want to finish my spin. I really want to make that golden skirt. I also want to start the sweater for my husband, and I want to sit down and watch a bunch of MCU movies because I can, because I'm alone in the house. So I hope you all have a wonderful summer. I will talk to you again. I have no idea when. Not next week, because next week I'm alone with the kid. So probably the week after. I'm not sure. 2 weeks time, I think. Until then, I hope you have a wonderful August and a wonderful summer or winter, depending where you are. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful time. Enjoy everything you do. And please let me know what you think about this, if I'm being just, you know, too much me about this. So, bye.